So some of the creative writings that I am going to share tonight are going to be related to a lot of things. So first off, I just wanted to say is that I'll just, the inspiration that came from this is essentially just learning how to share parts of myself that are not so much public. So a lot of the things that I do, I usually don't post. A lot of practices that I do, I don't post online. Although I felt very called to save or to share this, which would be sharing this space with everyone or whoever can be here. It looks like there's one person who is watching, but I also wanted to just be able to share the things that I feel like are meaningful to me. And some of the experiences that I had in the past of sharing this around this time of year is super significant as well, just because it's a time of year when we just had the winter solstice. So it's sort of the calling back of the light, of calling back the light, of bringing back something to see and to feel the warmth of the sun. We just had the longest night of the year recently, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the year as far as starting off fresh with more light, with more warmth, and I wanted to share this space with you all. So I just wanted to briefly do an introduction if you don't know me already. My name is Erin Dixon. I'm the founder of Shining Stone Wellness. I also hold other certifications as well, which I'll go into, but I'll just briefly introduce myself with my native language, which I am Dene. I live on the Navajo Nation, Northern Navajo Nation. Kintlachitni Nishle, Tachitni Bashishchin, Kia Ani Dashache, Nake Dene Dashanella. Sebetai Dantnasha. My human name is Erin Dixon, and my role on this earth is sort of just the teacher, a creator of space, of preserving spaces, of helping people find themselves through the practices that I do. So some of the practices that I do, being the founder and executive director of Shining Stone Wellness, is I do yoga. I'm a yoga instructor. I have a certification through the school Yoga Shala, so in Rishikesh, India. So I spent 33 days in India and Rishikesh to learn yoga and to also learn sound healing. So I have those certifications, and I also received my certification for master level Reiki practitioner with a wonderful teacher here in New Mexico through Sacred Spiral. And also I hold a certification of facilitation with the Center for Mind-Body Medicine for Mind-Body Medicine groups. And it's basically an all-around full spectrum type of holistic approach to providing support to people, to helping people find that light within the shell. So the reason that I'm inspired to share, I'll just go back again, is the changing of the seasons and the renewal of light. So the winter solstice is one of them, and also just giving myself the time and space to reflect upon what I've learned and what I've experienced this past year. So all of the pieces that I'm sharing, I wrote within this year, which is 2025, the year of transformation, what's also known as the year of the snake. So all of these pieces have been created within the past year. And also, like I said, it's with my teacher, Jessica Turcat, amazing teacher who really helped me nurture that creative space within myself. And another reason too that I was inspired to share is because my ceremony names are connected to sharing knowledge and glimpsing beyond the illusion of life to bring about the recognition of the light within the shell, like I had mentioned, and also to facilitate the reunion the union of awareness with the spirit that dwells beyond. I feel called to bear the responsibility of sharing myself with all of you so that it might inspire you as well to do something on your own as well in your own unique way. So those are the reasons why I'm here to share, that I feel like I want to share these pieces with folks. And what you can expect tonight is 4 original pieces, which are written and created by me. Within the past year, like I said, of year transformation, so the year of the snake, I've created every single piece on my own. I had support with my teacher as well as some of my peers with rewriting, with finalizing, and some feedback. So I do also appreciate their help as well. So I didn't use any kind of AI. It's all human experience and human intelligence and humanness behind every single piece. And also each piece is going to range from 1 minute to 3 minutes, and it's going to touch on subjects that are of interest to me. And much of what I write is rooted in the practice of Raja Yoga. So Raja Yoga is a very interesting practice. It involves linking the earthly body with the celestial body. And a lot of that has to do with following the moon. A lot of what I do and what I practice has involved with the moon being my guide. So I feel like this specific day, which is December 22nd, 2025, it's on a Monday, Moon Day, and also just the numbers that come along with it, which is the 222, numbers being that it's moving forward. And so it also has a lot to do with rooting with the feet. So I really wanted to utilize those numbers and utilize the specific day today to sort of conjure that cosmic body down here to my earthly feet. So that's the reason why I chose this day. So each and everything that I do when it comes to the practice of my work and the things that I'm passionate about, I am very intentional with working with the cycles of the moon. I'm very intentional with following the moon in general. So a lot of the things that I do have to do with the celestial body of the moon and the moon energies, as well as working with the cosmic body when it comes to Raja Yoga. So another piece is that knowing that Raja Yoga is rooted in that, and it speaks a lot of being the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. So in this case, I'm creating beauty, I'm preserving my story and narrative, and I'm also destroying the illusion of limitation. So with that being said, which is like destroying the illusion of limitation is going live. And I know that actually the limitation at this point is the fact that my Shining Stone Wellness account does not have enough followers. So that's why I had to switch it over here. And unfortunately, I hope that people who said they were going to come actually get the message that I had to switch it over to this account. So we shall see. And if folks want to join, they can join. But if not, you can always go back and watch this again. So I'm very, very happy to be able to bring this to you and to share this part of myself. And what I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to start off with just a very brief mindfulness breathing. And this is just to come in tune with my space and who you are as an individual, and hopefully find some sort of common ground to be able to open up a space where I can express these things. And then after we do the meditation, I will go into each piece and I'll do a brief introduction of those pieces, and then I'll share the piece, and then we'll go on to the next. So thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to find yourself in a comfortable position however you are, and also be mindful of your own safety. If you are not able to do this with your eyes closed, just feel free to gaze softly down in front of you. But we'll start off with a mindfulness meditation, not only because I felt like that was appropriate to the agenda, being that I work with a lot of wellness when it comes to meditation, but also because it'll help me to kind of come into my space. So I invite you to find yourself in a comfortable position where the spine is straight. And if you're safe enough, close your eyes and allow yourself to just tune in right now to your body. And in this moment, not trying to control, just being present with yourself. And then I invite you to notice the positioning of your body. Check in and see if there's any other position or movement or adjustments that you need to make right in this moment that will help you become more comfortable and more relaxed, and maybe feel just a little safer. And then I invite you to take that awareness just a bit further, nudging into the breath. And at this point, just notice if you're breathing through your nose or if you're breathing through your mouth. Noticing if those breaths are shallow or if they're long and slow. And if you feel called to make those breaths a little bit longer, a little bit deeper, go for it. Feel free to do that. Drawing in each breath, opening up just a bit of awareness with each inhale and each exhale. Maybe you're noticing that your shoulders are moving up and then down. Feeling the expansion of the chest and then the fall of the chest with the exhale. Each breath just bringing it in a little bit slower and just a little bit longer. And with gentle awareness, I invite you to just notice the placement of your hands in this moment. Noticing where you have them placed, if the palms are up or down. And then shift that awareness to your feet. Noticing where you have them positioned. If they're on the ground or in your lap or ankles are crossed. Just notice. And from the awareness of your feet, I invite you to bring that awareness up to your ankles and your calves, wrapping around the shins and the knees, noticing the bend of your knees. Following that awareness up the thighs to the hips. From the hips up the torso to the chest. Wrapping that awareness around your spine, up to your shoulders, Dropping the awareness to the elbows and the forearms. Noticing your wrists and your hand placements. Checking in with the temperature of your fingers. And drawing up that awareness up over the top of the palms, over the top of the hands, past the knuckles, back up the forearm, to the upper arm and shoulders. Following the awareness up the shoulders, up the neck, to the base of the spine where it connects to the skull. Wrapping that awareness over your crown to the top of your head. And very slowly and gently allowing that awareness to drip down your forehead, over your brow, over the eyelids. Slowly making its way down over the nose and cheeks, cheekbones. Awareness of the top upper lip, the bottom lip, dripping that awareness down to the chin and the jaw, and then to the front of the throat, down to the collarbone, drawing that awareness right into the heart space. And just rest there for a moment. Breathing in nice and slow, extending those exhales. Sending appreciation to the heart space for doing all the work that it does for you day in and day out. The beautiful intrinsic heart that does all the work without asking for anything in return. Knowing that it does not hold on to the blood flow, it distributes the blood through the body. Non-holding, not withholding its gift from your body. This heart carries you through the day, each and every day. And just sending gratitude to that heart space in this moment. Noticing that beautiful rhythm it has with every beat. I invite you to become aware of that beat of your heart. Awareness of the pumping of the blood. And in this moment, I invite you to become aware that each and every person on this earth has the same kind of heart that's pumping for them every moment of their lives. Some may be in different rhythms. Some may even need help with that. But in this moment, we share the awareness that this heart space exists in every single living being on earth. And sending gratitude to that space in this moment, and hoping in some way that that gratitude spreads throughout the world. Being a true reminder that we are all relatives, that we are all connected, to that ancient drum of the heart. Taking 3 more breath cycles here at your own pace in gratitude. And as you release that last breath, I call you to check in once again with your body. Notice if you feel any difference or anything shift at all. For me, I'm noticing a sense of calm and presence and a deep sense of gratitude. Strangely enough, that gratitude I can feel in my nose, and it's warm. And I invite you to do the same. Just observe. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, and you can flutter them open when you feel ready. Stretch or move your body if you need to. Thank you for that moment of unity. Thank you for that moment of gathering myself. So thanks so much for that. So I'm going to go right into the first piece. The first piece that I'm going to share tonight is entitled Self-Portrait of Something Peculiar. And something peculiar is inspired by the nature of singularity within the concept of duality. It sounds deep, but that's what it comes to for me. The universal oneness of both sides to the coin is the truth for me. To transcend the dichotomy of the student and the teacher, the observer and the experiencer, the left and the right brain, the masculine and the feminine, is to truly connect with the essence of divine source. This piece comes from a place of destroying the illusion of separation. This first piece is entitled Self-Portrait as Something Peculiar. Like a whirling wishing well coin suspended in air, I am nothing and something simultaneously. The something that I am, I cannot claim. An elusive creature, not defined by physical appearance. My natural mind moves swiftly, fiercely, shadowing truth, like the focused shine of green eyes gazing through lush forest fern, Batlam legend. Fracturing rigid fissures like light-piercing darkened facets, bending crystal rainbows. A good shining stone, birthed from Mother Earth. Speaking the gentle invitation, love me. Let me be what you make of me, warm like water dripping from welling lids, absorbed, transformed, evaporated. I am not ignorant. The second piece I'm going to share is entitled Empty Calories. And empty calories came about from feelings of being the bird in the gilded cage. The concept arose from the story of Shiva consuming the poisons of the churning waters, and then Shakti helping him contain those poisons within his throat, so that we as humans can learn to transmute transmute injustices we encounter in this world, so that it's not perpetuated through our own words and actions. This piece also helped me, it kind of like come about when I found myself on occasion feeling this deep awareness of passive prejudice in places such as organizations and people even that treated me like this shining stone that's only allowed to shine when it's convenient to them and their agenda. This piece helped me vocalize the feeling of being the token Indian, the shiny thing that's only there to validate someone else's narrative while being told it's a privilege to be part of the circle. So this piece is kind of linked to activism, injustice, feeling as if you're being used, but also being told that you're lucky to be around. So empty calories. In this place of spiritual malnourishment, I salivate for honest air. The space in my gut, hungry for salted and seasoned game, sliced with an unsullied blade of truth. Place around me the warmth of your breath, hot with essence of rosemary and fresh thyme. Sit with me and sip from elegant stems the blood of broken treaties, complex and long-legged. Lift your lips, gilded spoons pooled with frothy prejudice. Tell me something sweet. Convince me that I'm lucky to be at the table. The next piece I'm going to share is entitled Root of Love. And root of love, Mother Earth and Father Sky, birthed from observing the true teacher, which is nature. I see Mother Earth and Father Sky as the most balanced partnership. One complements the other in a way that doesn't encapsulate, but accentuates. I was inspired by the sky and land here on Deneta. Many times I've been moved to tears by their display of love for one another. In a very profound way, my observance of their love has planted a seed within me to be able to recognize and understand how to cultivate a love such as theirs. So I feel like this is one of the pieces that was directly inspired by just observing, by being connected with the earth and the sky. So I love this piece. And this piece is Root of Love, Mother Earth and Father Sky. Petrichor pheromone, moistened remnants of an archaic love. Stirring stagnant ambiance with silent presence of scented silt. Within the womb of moistened dirt, the dew of their love quenches the spirits that dwell, whose offspring is both the rose and the thorn. On the lips of their grandest creations, they dervish with life and death, their love language spoken in enigmatic dialect. Winged ones perpetuate pentameters of their secret sonnets, eternal love echoing timeless. He adorns her with the brilliance of the sun, placed upon her brow like a jeweled crown, softly and slowly easing indigo sheets of celestial sleep. The final piece that I'm going to share is actually one that I really enjoyed writing, and one that really brings me to a space of realizing my creative potential when it comes to writing and using imagery, because this particular piece that I'm about to share, which is entitled Shavasana. And Shavasana is a Sanskrit term with two roots. Shava meaning corpse and asana meaning pose. This posture is usually followed by an asana sutra, which is like a yoga sequence. And it's usually the very last asana or last position that is done. It's meant to teach us as humans to prepare for the inevitable, which is death. Instead of feeling fear for this natural process, the posture is meant to evoke a sense of peace and acceptance, leading to a state of samadhi, which is meaning of like an absorption into the true self. The poem ends with the chanting of the term shanti, which means peace. This also comes about from the idea of the indigenous practice of leaving a spirit plate. The practice of leaving nourishment for the seen and unseen is embodied in this piece. And I feel like this is one of the pieces that I've actually done a lot of research on. So I pulled some inspiration from artists such as T.S. Eliot, as well as artists such as Van Gogh. So those are two of the people that I can say have very much inspired the wording and also the descriptions in this actual piece. So this piece here is entitled Shavasana. English term is corpse pose. Within the broken bough of a cottonwood tree, here I lie sprawling like a secret star, mirroring the midnight scintillating sky, blood flowing a rhythmic resonance, heart pumping a primordial timbre. As I emulate my callow notion of death, my breath betrays me. My mind's eye glimmers an image, my corpse lying at the root of the tree of life, absent of borrowed energy, serene, undisturbed, still. Seasons shifting swiftly, pointillistic fading of parched bone into the forest floor. Fluttering suckles on jasmine bloom, cloven-hooved rooting forbs and masts. Nature's testimony to the footprints of life and death. Like the brilliance of Venus before the manifestation of daylight, she sings the song of my soul on sheet notes of borrowed energy. Glory to the spirit in the body of becoming, my final offering for a spirit homecoming. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining me for that really brief poetry reading. It was such a gem to be able to write all of those pieces. And I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this in the future, or even for being here with me tonight. I appreciate your time. So I'll just close out with a really brief acknowledgement. This is an acknowledgement for the moment to be just closing out in a good way. So going back to that moment for mindfulness, I invite you to just get comfortable in your space for a moment here with me, and bringing in just a small awareness, just a few breaths together. Breathing in and breathing out however way it feels comfortable for you. In this moment, I like to bring gratitude into this space for my seen and unseen relatives, for the hearts that are watching, the flesh and bone that are experiencing and observing in this moment, and also the presence of the unseen, the presence of the air and the space you're in, the presence of the waves of sound and vibration that are emanating from this video, the presence of electricity that makes this communication possible, and the presence of the etheric energies that are charged through the cellular communication, of the connection of the Wi-Fi you're using, the cellular phone that you're using, and sending gratitude to those unseen relatives, and even as far as ancestors that are present, past, and in the future. Sending gratitude. Hawan Danigle, we're all relatives. And in this moment, just for a moment, we're connected. And with gratitude, I send my love, my appreciation for you to the seen and unseen, to the flesh and blood and to the disembodied, to the warmth of the earth, to the flowing of the sky. Gratitude to the consciousness of the water within and without. And gratitude to the star relatives who guide our journey. Gratitude to the moon and the sun within the body and without the body. Taking just a couple more breaths here together. And very slowly and very gently, you can flutter your eyes open if you had them closed. Or move your body in whatever way you feel like you're called to in this moment. And I just want to send my gratitude once again. Ooh, thank you so much for joining me in whatever capacity you're watching this in this moment. If you're watching live or if you're watching in the future, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And we shall see you in the future. Bye. Have a good night. Thanks for giving me your space and time.